Title: My Dad and I, A Secret I Can Never Tell Anyone. True Infidelity Story, Safe Version. Growing up in Austin, Texas, my life seemed ordinary to anyone looking from the outside. My name is Emily Parker, and I was the only daughter in a family that appeared to have everything together. My father, James Parker, was well respected in the community, and my mother, Linda, was a kind woman who dedicated much of her life to charity work. To neighbors, we were the family that looked picture perfect. But as life often proves, appearances can be misleading. This story is about a secret my dad and I share, one that still haunts me, a truth so complicated and painful that I can never bring myself to tell anyone. I will share it here in the hope that perhaps others can understand the weight of carrying something hidden deep within. It all started when I was in my early 20s. I had just finished college and returned home while searching for a job. Dad and I grew closer during this time. We often had late-night talks in the kitchen after Mom went to bed. Those conversations seemed innocent, but over time, Dad began to open up about things I never expected to hear. One evening, I found him sitting alone at the dining table with his head buried in his hands. His usually confident face looked broken. I asked if everything was all right, and after a long silence, he admitted something that shattered the image of him I had always carried. Dad told me he had been unfaithful to Mom years ago. The words didn't register at first. My father, the man who taught me right from wrong, confessing such a betrayal. I felt my chest tighten. He said it only happened once, during a difficult time in their marriage, but he regretted it deeply. He swore it never happened again, and he had buried it, terrified of destroying our family. At that moment, my heart pounded. I didn't know whether to cry, scream, or walk away. But he begged me not to tell Mom. He said she would never forgive him, and it would destroy everything she had built for us. That night, I became the keeper of his secret. Carrying it wasn't easy. Whenever I looked at Mom, I felt guilty for knowing something she didn't. She smiled at Dad as if he was perfect, as if their love story had no cracks. And there I was, watching it all unfold with a burden I could never unload. Weeks turned into months, and the weight only grew heavier. I started avoiding family dinners. I found excuses not to sit next to Dad. At times, I even resented him for putting me in this position. Why did he have to tell me? Why couldn't he just carry this on his own? But in his eyes, I saw his desperation. He didn't confess to seek forgiveness, he confessed because he was drowning. He had no one else to trust, and for better or worse, he leaned on me. One summer afternoon, I remember driving with Mom to the grocery store. She was humming softly to the radio, carefree and content. Out of nowhere, she said, "You know, Emily, your father has been my greatest blessing. I thank God every day for giving me such a loyal partner." Her words stabbed me like a knife. I wanted to scream the truth, to tell her everything, but I couldn't. My throat tightened, and I forced a smile while holding back tears. From that moment on, I realized the true meaning of carrying a secret. It's not just about hiding the words, it's about suffocating in silence, unable to protect someone you love from pain. Years have passed since Dad's confession, and the family has remained intact. Mom still looks at him with love and admiration. Sometimes I wonder if keeping the truth from her was an act of love or a betrayal on my part. Did I protect her happiness, or did I rob her of the right to know? The secret has shaped my relationship with Dad in ways no one can understand. We talk less now. There's an invisible wall between us, built on unspoken guilt and memories of that night. I know he's sorry, and maybe he's even changed. But the truth lives with me, lodged deep in my chest. Even now, as I write this, I feel the same ache I did years ago. It's not about judging him anymore, it's about coming to terms with the fact that life is messy, people make mistakes, and sometimes silence feels like the only option. So this is the secret my dad and I share. I can never tell Mom. I can never tell anyone. It will remain locked inside me forever, a hidden chapter of our family's story that no one will ever read. And maybe, in some ways, carrying it is my way of protecting the family we still have today.